All right.
Yeah.
Okay, this one I don't know what you're saying, so I'm gonna skip that one. How do you feel about 50-50 topic that's been going around?
50-50. 50-50.
I think I can answer for all of us on this one. We don't believe in 50-50 over here. I think men should be leaders. And I think men should pay the majority of the bills. I don't think women should work. I think if they do work, it should be from an elective standpoint. You know, they want to do some work from home or something like that, or you know, something small. Cool, run a little business. But I think the kids come first in the family. But as far as like her chasing a career and like I gotta go get a bag and all that stuff, I think that's nonsense. I think that sets women up for perpetual sadness, because I don't think women derive the same pleasure from chasing success and making income and increasing their status that men do. Like women a lot of the times derive pleasure from being around people that they love, being around family, being around friends. They're more social creatures than we are. Like they're not able to like dig in and really grind to the same degree that men are. Like you guys just aren't built for it. So I think women should I think men need to be the providers and women work collectively. Men work mandatorily, women work collectively.
You smart.
Loyal. Yeah, I just don't think that's all I need to do.
You're the best.
You know, but with that said though, obviously like not every girl deserves that, right? Like you have to be it's got to be your main chick. Like you can't just like, you know, just like as a girl, right? Like you're not going to sit there and fuck any guy, right? You're going to pick the guy that does it for you to some degree, right? Like same thing with men. Like you're not going to commit to any girl. You're going to commit to a girl that meets your requirements and is able to become an asset to you versus being a liability, right? And like obviously, you know, you have your trials and tribulations. You figure out girls. You date some girls. You figure out some are good at this, some are bad at this, some blah blah blah. And you figure out, okay, she's fucking useless, etc. And I think it's very important that you like vet girls for a period of time. But yeah, I think obviously if she fills your requirements, then yeah, you should be the provider if she's your main girl or your wife. So
Vice versa.
Vice versa. What do you mean by that?
Like it's the same with women. Like they're not gonna submit to you if you're
I see what you mean.
Yeah, like
Okay, I see what you mean.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Next
Cool.
one.
I got some crazy shit just now.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to read it? I got it. Okay. What is the best advice to safely ask intimacy from? Okay, see, this is a terrible handwriting. I gotta roast you. Intimacy from.
Was that you?
Ask for.
How did you know it was me?
Your reaction was like, oh, he got me.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna read this verbatim for y'all what it says
I
here.
have really bad handwriting.
This is bad everything. All right. What is the best advice to safely ask intimacy from? Ask for a woman. Should I text her first asking?
I was rushed.
So I think as a female,
Look,
like
nobody
yeah,
rushed you.
and I've kind of noticed this from like talking with a lot of bisexual girls and because we've had a lot of bisexual girls and lesbian girls come on the show, you know, contrary to what we want. So we'll find out after. But what I've noticed with women, and you guys, anyone here bisexual, by the way?
I am.
Okay.
I mean, I like women,
right.
but I'll never be one.
Perfect. So correct me if I'm wrong here. What I've noticed with women is they're able to be way more direct and forward when they deal with other women.
Yeah.
Oh, you're pretty. We should go out sometime. I like you like that.
Yeah.
It's
And you
easier
can-
for a girl.
Yeah, and you guys can do
It's
that.
easier to initiate it with the other female.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
What
y'all
the
can do
fuck
that
are
with
females?
each other. Versus like, as a guy, to be that direct, you gotta really have confidence. You really gotta have your shit together. But as women, like y'all can
You
really.
could just really say
could
it
just
like
walk up
without
to any
like being scared. You could just be
What?
like, oh, I think you're
There
hot.
you
I'm
go.
confused.
Yeah.
No,
You
bitches
can,
be
like-
fake gay and shit like that. Come on now.
No, they be
Yeah.
They be, come on, I be having problems with bitches. I swear.
Yeah.
Because they be,
difficult.
oh, I just like to get my pussy ate. I don't like to eat pussy. I'm like, bitch, you're not.
No.
you're not.
You're not bisexual.
You just like, you're just a whore that likes to get satisfied. Pretty much.
It's a difference.
I'm just saying, like,
It's a difference.
I think that's disrespectful. That's like,
Yeah.
you know,
for-
like,
it
you
is.
want me to eat your pussy, but you're not gonna eat mine,
You
bitch.
know,
Bye.
exactly.
The fuck, you're not gonna use me as a fucking rose, bitch. Fuck
Hell no.
You know what's interesting?
Buddy with the rocks, man.
But hold on. You know what's interesting though? Like I think a lot of girls that are bisexual would agree with her on that sentiment. But you know what's
Yeah.
interesting? There's a bunch of simps out there that would gladly eat a girl's box and not getting anything in return.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I've always found it interesting how like when girls are bisexual, they don't get finessed. Does that make sense? Like they're gonna split the bill. They're not gonna get used. Like if they feel like there's some bullshit, they'll talk about it or like just cut that girl off. Whereas men, like they'll get used by girls all day, but girls don't let other girls finesse them. Did you notice that? Like
Yeah.
It's almost like they
Hell
know.
no.
I mean, I'm the bitch.
run game on me. That's how
Well,
it is.
you know why? They're putting themselves first.
Yeah.
Unlike most men, put themselves last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
I can't respect another woman.
I've just always thought that was like very interesting. How like
fair.
when girls go out on dates, like they're okay with splitting it. They're okay with like, how do I say this politely? I'm just gonna say it. Like y'all will accept mediocrity from a female, but you guys won't accept it from a man. if
Yeah,
that makes
exactly.
sense.
It's an understanding between two
women
feminists,
at
it's
like a lower
easier.
standard than men.
Yeah,
like,
'cause once
women
it's a
are
man-
like easier to like. I don't know.
Hell
I
yeah.
just feel like I have a lower
So
standard.
let
for
me ask you
women.
this: so will you tolerate a bad date with a female way
Yes.
more than you will with a guy?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we could be friends at the end of the day. We don't
Exactly.
got
Like,
Would you say that the guy has to do damn near everything perfect to
Yes.
get to
Yes.
versus?
Yes.
Okay.
yes, for sure.
What will you?
Okay, when y'all say perfect, what
I was
are
also-
y'all?
I'll explain. I'll explain. Like, does the guy have to pay for the date, be charming, or be a good storyteller, be able to like, I don't want to say entertain you, but be able to carry a conversation? Would you hold him to a higher standard than
For
you would
sure.
with a female?
Yeah.
For sure.
It's
I
all
get
about
like
energy, too.
so bored with a guy like so quickly, but like
Not
I feel
for
like with a girl, I can become her friend regardless. Like if the
Yeah.
date doesn't go out good, I can be her bestie.
I feel like with girls,
but
they
like,
have
with a guy, I can just throw him to the trash. Like
What if she's boring though? What if she's
girls-
boring? Girls can be boring too. I met a lot of bitches that was boring. So I met a lot
Like
of
we
bitches that
still
was
can be
boring.
Different
cool,
standards.
Yeah, we could be
cordial,
cool,
whatever, but
yeah,
Let's all come
but like
together.
with a guy, I can't be his friend. I'd rather
Nah,
be a
yeah.
friend with a
Yeah,
girl
I'm
rather
not
than a
gonna
guy.
Hell yeah.
or
Oh,
I
y'all
feel like it's a
different.
different understanding though.
I like being
Keeping it
friends with
real.
guys.
No, because like again, guys, this we've told you guys on this podcast a million times, and y'all think I'm kidding around. I tell you that like a girl will always hold you to a way higher standard
Of course.
Yeah.
than a guy. Let me ask you this: since this is an educational show for these guys, would it be fair to say that if you want a date with a girl, right, and it's a bad date, you might look at it and be like, you know what? Maybe I was a little boring, or maybe we just didn't click, or whatever. You'll make like excuses for why the date was bad with the girl.
Yeah.
But if you go out with a guy and it sucks, it's the fucking guy's fault.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I don't know why that happens.
I disagree.
I mean, it depends on the date.
was
For
hard.
it depends on what
Well,
goes on.
I'm talking about the bisexual women here. The
Yeah,
straight
I
women, y'all don't count.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we don't.
So you guys agree that if it's a boring date and you go out with the guy, it's the guy's fault. But if you go on a boring date with a girl, it's like,
It's alright.
Yeah.
Like,
If it's boring, it's
I
boring.
like excuse
Yes.
it. I like excuse it. I'm like, all right, it's okay if the girl is like boring or whatever. Like, it's okay. She's a girl. Like, I get it. But
Okay.
if it's a guy, I'm like, all right, but kick you to the curb. Like, bye. Like,
Okay.
you're over.
at least she's keeping it real. Or you disagree? Go ahead.
I highly disagree.
All right,
For
go
me,
ahead.
when I did have like my dating profiles and everything, I wrote like I had it for both women and men, and I wrote like must be a provider, like all the qualities that I would want, like provider, whatever, like I guess you could write like traditional masculine traits, but I did